I sat in the back of the car with the box beside me. As the driver tore through the streets of Basra like a ricocheting bullet, the aircraft was waiting to take off. I was rushed through to it by infuriated officials. Luckily, the seat booked for me was at the extreme front. I covered the floor around my feet with newspapers, ranks for the air hostess, and gave her a parcel of fish for Mitch to keep in a cool place. I took her into my confidence about the events of the last half an hour. I have retained the most profound admiration for that air hostess. She was the very queen of her kind. She suggested that I might prefer to have my pet on my knee, and I could have kissed her hand in the depth of my gratitude. But not knowing otters, I was quite unprecedented for what followed. And finally, somehow, the author managed to get into the airport. He was getting into the airport when it was ready to take off, and he rushed to the plane through a group of infuriated officials. And finally, when he gets into the plane, his seat was in front, and he covered the floor with the newspaper, and he gave rang means a piece of cloth and a parcel of fish for Mitch to the air hostess. And he says that air hostess was the queen of a kind. It is because the air hostess asked him that if he wants to keep his pet on his knees, he could have it. For that act, Maxwell thought he might have kissed her in her hand, but he was not sure how otter behaves in the flight, so he didn't do anything.